Hello, friends. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. I just recorded this, and then I found out that it never recorded, so now I have to record it again. I recorded, it just deleted my video, so that really sucked. Anyways, I got some things to talk about today. We are talking about myotonic dystrophy. I told you I was going to make this video, so I took some notes, and now I'm ready to talk about it. My last video was kind of long that I recorded, so I'm going to try to make this shorter. It was like 30 minutes, so let's get through this. Okay, so I want to start with the definition of myotonic dystrophy. So myotonic dystrophy is a noun. The definition on the internet, is a form of muscular dystrophy accompanied by myotonia. And that is a thing, I'm basically going to cover all of what it means in a long version. So the next thing I want to talk about is exercise. Exercise is super, super important for myotonic dystrophy, because if you don't exercise, you can get into a little bit of a delay where your muscles and bones will stop working, and it just gets worse and worse and worse until you are kind of a vegetable. Honestly, they do say the calves and the front part of your leg, those kind of go first. So, to avoid all this, there are 4 things that can help you, 4 exercises. Stretching is 1, strengthening is 2, aerobic is 3, and balance is 4. Stretching, up, down, side, light stretching. Strengthening, walking, which is kind of like body weight. Soup cans, you can do soup cans. Detergent, go under your legs and over, and under your legs and over. Elastic bands, resistant bands. Swimming is a good one. Aerobic exercises, again, water. Balance, you can do squats, sit up, stand up, sit up, stand up. Senses, so your senses, so touch and feeling, that is another thing of balance. Steps, going up and down steps is a very, very good exercise for balance, to help with balance. I can't say that I've had a problem with balancing. I had like kind of like a physical therapy throughout with school. They would take me out of classes, and I would do physical therapy. I would do hand-eye coordination, sensory stuff, balancing. We did a lot of that, which I'm definitely going to do the same thing. I remember all the little games and stuff we used to play to help with that. So I'm going to do the same thing with my daughter as she grows up. Okay, let's talk about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 things that what myotonic dystrophy is, what it affects, the symptoms and everything like that. So the first one is cardiovascular system. In most myotonic dystrophy, now this is not all myotonic dystrophy patients. Some of them have some of these symptoms, and some of them don't have these symptoms. I'll tell you what I have and what Carolyn has that we know of. Irregular heartbeat. I don't have any regular heartbeat. I do have a hole in my heart, but a lot of people have hole in their hearts that didn't really get fixed. They've had it since birth, and it has not affected me at all until I gave birth to Carolyn. They thought I had a heart defect, or they thought my heart failed, or stuff. So, me and Trent, Trent is my husband. Me and Carolyn have to get our heart checked every year. Most of my myotonic dystrophy patients have to. So now Carolyn's never had a problem. I keep wanting to say Trent. Carolyn's never had a problem with her heart that I know of. We know I had an echo and I did have a tiny little hole in my heart, which goes along with breathing too, but we'll talk about it later. Okay, so enlarged heart muscles, low blood pressure, and sudden death. That is almost impossible. Well, not impossible. I mean, you can have sudden death, but, you know, it's very rare. But anyways, low blood pressure. I have low blood pressure and low blood sugar. I'm just like a mess. Okay, the next one, second one, is brain. Learning disabilities. I have a processing disorder and I have ADHD. I also have dyslexia. And so, yes, I have learning disabilities. And Carolyn might too. We just don't know yet. And we know that she has a, sorry, let me talk a little bit slower. We know that she has a, some brain, damage. I couldn't think of that word. Some brain damage. We know she has some brain damage, and, you know, we just don't know what it's going to affect. Only time will tell. So she could have learning disabilities. We don't know. She is very smart, though. Like, you can see the wheels turning in her head sometimes when you would do something new. She's like, you know, she is she's pretty smart. She's good at problem solving, which is funny because that's another thing. Problem solving is a very hard thing for myotonic dystrophy kids to do. And so I'm glad that she has that kind of, she has her daddy's genes, and her daddy is very, 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 very smart. So, I also am good with problem solving because that was another thing that my physical therapist did with me when I was in school. So, emotional behavior problems. I don't think I really had a behavioral problem per se. I was very sassy, and I was a very reckless kind of teenager. You know, regular things though, like I would sneak out and go to parties I wasn't supposed to and come back, and then I would get caught and grounded, and regular things that kids do, right? And if Carolyn ever did that, she'd be grounded forever. Now grown up, now I know how reckless that was, and I could have gotten myself in a lot of bad situations, but I didn't. Thank you to up there, you know? So, okay. So emotional behavioral problems. But that can include like stuff like separation anxiety and stuff like that, which sometimes Carolyn gets pretty needy. So, not all the time though. Excessive daytime sleepiness. I am sleepy all the time. Carolyn takes 4 naps during the day, and they're all like 3 to 4 hours long. So that's, you know, excessive. So for a 6-month baby, it's excessive. But I let her sleep because I know she needs it, and I know that's the best way she's gonna heal. So after 5 o'clock, I don't let her sleep because I put her into bed by 6, and then I do all of her stuff, all of her treatments and stuff like that, and then by the time I'm done with all her treatments, it's like 7:30, and then I read her a book and she goes to bed. But yeah, so excessive day. You can take me anywhere. You can take me to a loud concert and I'll fall asleep. I've fallen asleep while my husband was talking to me. He can tell you. I've fallen asleep while my mom was talking to me on the phone. I can fall asleep anywhere. You can take me out to dinner and I can fall asleep. It's crazy. So excessive daytime sleepiness. Nerve damage to your feet and your hands. My feet have recently sorry, I have my notes here, so I keep looking down. I recently my feet have been hurting. Like, they kind of feel like they're swollen. Like when you start a new job and you don't usually stand during the day, and then you start a new job where you have to stand all the time, and their feet get really swollen and they really hurt. That's me, although I don't stand all the time, so really weird. My hands, sometimes I lose feeling in my hands. Sometimes I lose feeling in my ankles too, so just a hot mess. Vision is another one. Contacts at an early age. My whole family has to have contacts, and they all found out when they were in their 20s. I found out that I was having contact growing behind my eyeballs pretty severely when I was 24, and now I'm 26. So Carolyn will probably have that as well. Damage to the retina. I don't have damage to my retina, but I do wear glasses while I'm supposed to wear glasses while I'm driving, because I can't see signs that are like 10 feet away from me, which is kind of crazy. Droopy eyelids. When I look at you, you can see that my eyelids are kind of droopy. I mean, you can see my eyelids. So, most people, you can't really see their eyelids. Their eyes are like, I mean, you know, you can't really see their eyelids that much. Carolyn is lucky because she got her daddy's genes, and her dad, you can't see his eyelids. So, she's lucky. It might change over time, I'm not really sure. Okay, next, bones. I'm just going to put this bluntly. All of them. All of your bones. It affects every single one of your bones. Except the ones that are floating in your body. But other than that, other bones that are connected, affects all of them. Especially your brain. It's a big bone it affects. Skin. You can pop up with skin tumors. Dermatitis. I don't have either one of those. Respiratory problems. I have pretty bad asthma. I do have a instant inhaler. Carolyn is probably way more severe than you would think. She's on a vent, which you've seen in my past videos. She's on a vent, and she's not on oxygen. She's on room air. Sorry, like not fully saying my words right now. So she's on room air, but she has pressure. So the pressure is helping her get her full breath in. She can take shallow breaths by herself, but that can cause collapsed lungs, and it can cause hyperventilation. So the pressure kind of helps her get that full breath in, because she can't get it in by herself right now. But we are trying to wean her off the vent, so hopefully she will pass with flying colors every trial we do. So we'll see. So breathing in newborns and infants, very important. Lung infections. You can get lung infections. Carolyn has had she's collapsed her left lung many times in the NICU, and we've gotten it back to where it's strong again. But lung infections are very common. Aspiration of food or fluids in the airways. That happens to me all the time. It happens to I don't want to say regular people, typical people too. Because, have you ever heard someone go, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, it went down the wrong tube. This happens to us on a daily basis. Inability to breathe in enough oxygen. It's me and Carolyn. Doesn't really affect us as big or as severe as some people. Sleep apnea. I don't have that, and neither does Carolyn. Oh, sorry. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7th one is, oh my gosh, I thought I needed to sneeze again. Reproductive system. Small tastes. So what I mean by small taste is that our taste buds are kind of crazy. If you know me personally, I love lemons. I will eat them like a lemon. I will eat them like an apple, and they're not really sour to me. I also like super, super spicy stuff because I don't really taste it. I used to take shots of vinegar when I was younger. When I would go to school, I'd take a shot of vinegar and start my day. I love ginger, like really, really strong ginger. Love it. And I eat lemons like they're apples, just without the rind. But it's great. It's fantastic. It's not sour to me. that goes with low sperm count and low testosterone. High risk of a miscarriage or stillbirth. You know, that's just something. Early menopause. I can contest to that because my mom had early menopause. Sorry, Mom, but she did. And, yeah, not fun. Sorry, Mom. Problems with pregnancy and delivery. That happened to me. I had a really big problem with pregnancy and delivery. If you know me and you knew me through pregnancy, you know I had a pretty tough time. Newborn complications. That happened to me too with Carolyn. Immune system. Low levels of antibodies in the bloodstream. Simpler words. Our immune system sucks and it's shot. So, yes. Gastrointestinal problems. Yes, I have all of them. Difficulty swallowing falls under that category. Difficult swallowing, I've had that before. Trent's come into our room, before when he's woken up early, he's giving me breakfast, and he'll like tap on my mouth with like a hash brown from McDonald's or something, and I'll smell it, and I'll be like, ooh, yum, and I'll be like, and then I eat it, and I have difficulty swallowing because I'm half awake. I have difficulty swallowing horse pills, and difficulty swallowing new things that I've tried. Like my nephew, he brings all these like crazy fruits and vegetables that I've never tried before, that I've never even heard before, and I eat them, and it's hard for me to swallow it because it's just like something new. So yeah, Carolyn also has a difficulty swallowing. She doesn't know how to yet. She hasn't built those muscles up. So, bloating after meals. Yes, I get bloated after every single meal I eat. Constipation, IBS, gastrointestinal reflux. I have IBS. That stands for irritable bowel syndrome. I have chronic constipation as well. I'll be in the bathroom for an hour to all day. And I'll be pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. It's bad. So that's one. We don't know if Carolyn has that yet, but I've seen her have constipation before, but gallstones is another symptom. Enlarged colon is another symptom. I don't have either one of those. Neither does Carolyn that I know of. Intracranium. So insulin dependent diabetes or premature balding in the frontal for men. So that is something, and I don't have any of those, and neither does Carolyn yet that I know of. Muscles. All your muscles. Muscle weakness, muscle stiffness, trouble relaxing, and delayed developmental in newborns. Delayed development in newborns, which we've seen that with Carolyn. Muscle weakness is Carolyn. Muscle stiffness, trouble relaxing. Yeah. In her shoulder. She's always like this. I can't even stay like this for that long. But she can't relax her shoulders. It's just like, you have to like pull them down. It's ridiculous. Anyways, same thing with me with my hands. If I hold something really tight, I can't let go for a second. Like I'm like slowly, it's bad. And then I have to crack my knuckles, and so that's that. Genetics is the last one. Genetics. So it is inherited. It's an inherited disease passed down from mother or father. If it's passed down from your father, most likely it's mild, very, very mild. If it's passed down from mother, it usually is more severe. If I ever have another baby, which I won't, me and Trent talked about it, we're not having another one. We'll probably adopt. But you have a 50-50 chance of passing it on. So if I were to get pregnant, if I wanted to have another kid, which I don't want to go through that again, but if I did want to, it would be a 50-50 chance if they had it or not. I know. Sad, right? So, it's more severe as it's passed down. It's more severe through generations, and different things like that, and making sure I got everything. Yeah, so I mean that, you know, myotonic dystrophy is a serious thing, and you know, I do want to go back to the gastrointestinal part. So if you do have constipation or whatever, and this is just in typical people too, make sure you drink water, eat ice, drink coffee, caffeine. I mean, I'm telling you, these things help me go. Spicy things help me go. Trent made this spicy Getty for me one day, and I ran to the bathroom, and I was only in there for 15 minutes, which is the smallest time it's ever taken me to go. So, you know, those things, you know, if you just keep fluids and you just keep drinking and stay hydrated as possible, you know, that fluid will keep your bowels moving and keep your intestines, you know, going, and it'll help you digest things faster and more accurate, and or not accurate, more easily and stuff. And just keep drinking fluids. That's all I gotta say. Ice really helps. If you are not really into water, like I'm not really into water, I eat ice, and that's how I get some of my water intake, I guess. It's not a lot, but it's something. I do try to drink at least 2 cups of water every day. I try. I'm slowly working my way to drinking more, but just stay hydrated, even if it's soda. My choice of poison is Diet Coke. Love Diet Coke. That's just my choice of poison. But as long as you're drinking something, fluids, keeping those bowels moving, keeping that soft so it doesn't concrete, and then you have to get an enema and go to the hospital and bad things. So yeah, definitely keep hydrated, keep those bowels moving, keep going. So that is the video. And remember to subscribe. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave comments below. If you know me, you know my number. You can always call me and ask me those questions if you have something longer to say. So you always call me and say hello too. All right, well, we will talk to you later. Bye.